teen Pokemon player booted from the tournament after laughing at pronoun question. Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. A channel for current events, entertainment, and politics and insanity racing throughout our world. One Pokemon tournament judge claimed Makani Tran's laugh made them feel uncomfortable and unsafe. Okay, now, we know that this whole pronoun thing is taking grammar and shoving it into the ground forever. And I'm sorry, but grammar shouldn't be in the ground until she's passed away, because we love our grammar, and grammar's just as good. Nonetheless, this says one Pokemon tournament judge claimed that Makani Tran's laugh made them. No, it wouldn't be a them. It would be a he or a she. And the fact that Fox News... Oh, sorry, you don't know this is from Fox News. Let me show you. This is from Fox News. Yeah, see? Fox News. Okay, the Fox News is playing into this just as much as all the other crazies is not a encouraging sign. So, one Pokemon tournament judge claims that Makani Tran's laugh made them feel unsafe and uncomfortable. How shallow and fragile does your life have to be that somebody laughing at being forced into telling their pronouns as if it's not obvious by looking at them? And as many people have pointed out, we don't get to choose the pronouns that people see upon us. They can share and say, these are the pronouns I prefer. But you don't have to follow them. You're allowed to follow with whatever you see. Because that's kind of the way humanity has always worked and always will. This little blip in time that we're in now. And how is it that this judge is getting away with being Makani transphobic? Because clearly they are being transphobic against poor little Makani. Alright, let's go a little bit deeper. Teenager Makani Tran detailed his disqualification. Oh, it's a his, not a them anymore. Well done, Fox. His disqualification from a Pokemon trading card game, TCG, tournament in Charlotte. So this is in America. This isn't even in a foreign country. Even though we're speaking foreign languages, after appearing to laugh at being asked his pronouns by a judge. According to Tran and his account on social media, he appeared to have made the judge of the 6th round uncomfortable after giving an awkward laugh upon being asked his pronouns. And he says, on our way over to the area, I'm not going to read the quote it. It's what he says is he was coming up with the pronouns and he couldn't remember the third one and he just felt goofy. He's like, ha ha ha. But what's sad about this is Tran is apologizing instead of going, what are you asking me for? I'm not in that religion. I'm not in the religion of doing the pronoun thing. I'm sorry, I worship a different God entirely. And I speak English. And in English, pronouns are visually detected quite quickly. And if you don't believe me, then you can always go over to the National Hockey League, where they're starting to remember this. Because Gary Bettman, who's in charge of the National Hockey League, he hints that the National Hockey League will be reconsidering Pride Nights. And why not? Because let's face it, most people in the National Hockey League fandom, when they hear about Pride Night, there better be lions involved. Following a slew of controversies. Yeah, exactly, controversies. Unlike poor Tran over here going, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to forget my last pronoun. Yeah, no, stand up. The NHL commissioner, Gary Bettman, acknowledged that the league is reconsidering the events. The 70-year-old Bettman spoke to CTV in Ottawa. Oh, the Canadians. Ooh, what are you going to do? Used to love those people. Awesome at rock and roll. Really awesome at comedy. Not so good at politics. On Monday, about the matter. This is the first time. Should I do a Canadian accent? Okay, this is the first time we've experienced that. And I think it's something that, we're going to have to evaluate in the off-season. Bettman said, okay. There have been a number of occasions in which the NIHL, my reading sucks as you can tell. There have been a number of occasions in which the NIHL players have refused to wear the Pride jerseys this season, possibly because it has nothing to do with Lions. Do you remember when Pride, besides being for Lions, when they used to do Pride Month, it was Pride in something, and now they don't say the something. It's so bizarre that they demand all of society bend their knee to them now, which is very dangerous when you consider that whole thing. Just play that out in your mind. And that they're denying what the pride is for. It's really weird, that dichotomy, that on the one hand they're saying you have to do everything we say and you have to celebrate pride, but they no longer say what the pride is in. And as the old quote goes, why would you be proud of something that you say you have no control over? Why would you be proud of something that you say you have no control over? If you're going to be proud of something, you might have want to have earned it. And as you already know, when they're asking them to do this whole pride thing for the National Hockey League, to which the Hockey League players are saying, I don't think so. Unlike Pokemon players. But Pokemon player's just a teenager. Let him grow up. And then maybe he will learn how to stand up as he grows up. And Pride Month is in June. Now here's a fun one for you. Why is Pride Month in June? Because June is the summer. And we know that Pride comes before the fall. But thank you very much. Oh, I'm watching my subscriber count just drop like a rock with that one. Come back, I'm sorry. Okay, so anyways, my advice to anyone who's asked their pronouns in a demanding fashion is, you don't have to answer. You can just say, I'm sorry, you can't tell. It's not obvious to you. You already have pronouns in your mind for me. If you can't figure them out, I'm not really going to be able to help you with it. And I have advice for the folks, and remember how much you paid for this advice. Here's the advice for the people that feel unsafe when somebody laughs at a ludicrous question as such. Get over it. Just get over it. You know, we've spent so much time with sensitivity training, which is no different than buying clothes from the same fashion group that did the Emperor's New Clothes. Because if you're going to make something more sensitive, by definition, it means you can feel more pain. Why on earth would you want your employees, your society, to feel more pain? There was an expression in Britain for quite a while, which was, keep a stiff upper lip. Tough it out. Become a little bit more solid. They tell you in medical school. Not that I've been to medical school. I've just been very patient about it. And, oh, there goes the subscriber count again. Okay, so that you have to become somewhat callous to function. And how many times have you heard, if you're going to be a YouTuber, you have to have a thick skin? All of this doesn't mean you drop your humanity, but it does mean that you understand that being human involves dealing with a lot of people that show that humanity is anything but humane, because we are a nasty lot to ourselves. The fact that we've been doing wars since the time began, you know, you look at history and it's like, oh, people make babies to make wars, to make babies to make wars, and that's pretty much the entire history of the human species. So, Makani Tran, if you ever watch this video, thank you. I'm sure you're one who unsubscribed with all the bad jokes. But nonetheless, don't be afraid. You don't have to apologize. And in fact, the people that should be doing the apologizing are the ones that are demanding that you worship their religion and that you speak their language instead of English in America, or even American in America. Because let's face it, people in England and America no longer speak the same language. Good luck getting fish and French fries when you go to England. And the list goes on. You want chips? Okay, fine. That's funny. Those aren't chips. Those are French fries. Those aren't chips. Those, I don't know what those little flat little disc things are. They're crisp. Yeah. We don't speak English no more. We speak American. All right. With that in mind, just, guys, stand up. Act more like the Hockey League and less like a young and inexperienced, those overlap, Pokemon player. And if somebody named Makani Trans laughs at you and you feel unsafe and insecure, I'm sorry, that is an example of transphobia, and you might find out that you're going down because you're not allowed to do that anymore. So yeah, take your intersectionality and figure it out. And with all that zaniness we've joined in, thank you for watching if you made it this far. We thank you, and we wish you adieu as we say we shall see you in the future.